back to That's Fiction, your online book club. We are reading The Baby Dragon Cafe for the month of March. This one is supposed to be a cozy fantasy slash romance set in a world where baby dragons obviously exist, and our owner runs a baby dragon cafe. However, she is struggling with finances, and our grumpy gardener in this world decides to help her out by asking her to train his dragon. So I have just started and I am 29/28 pages through. I'm enjoying this world so far. I'm enjoying our main character. She seems to really resonate with me, and I feel very similar to her about the way that I approach life and just her mannerisms and yeah, just everything like that. It's really similar to me in her mannerisms and how she approaches life and everything like that. And yeah, obviously I'm only a handful of chapters through and already seeing the kind of trials and tribulations of having a baby dragon cafe. What I'm not 100% certain on is some of the language used. It feels a bit too much. It feels a bit too as though she's just kind of saying all of her thoughts, and it's just like a stream of consciousness constantly. And she also refers to them as dragos, in which I just find a bit bizarre. There are just a few moments in here that I've kind of just gone a bit like, oh, I'm not sure how I feel about that. But other than that, I'm just liking the coziness from this and hoping that it goes well and hoping I continue to enjoy it. So we have been introduced to Aiden. We've also been introduced to the fact that his brother Danny has passed away and left him as, I think it's Spark, is it? Sparky, and he has had him for 6 months now, and he is just unable to connect with him. So that is why Sapphira is going to train him in exchange for money, because she is running out despite her inheritance from her grandmother. So that's the point that I'm at the minute. And yeah, like I say, I think I'm enjoying it so far. I quite like how shy and awkward Aiden is as a character. I'm loving the atmosphere that Sparky brings to the dynamic, and like I said, I really find that I resonate well with Sapphira. And so yeah, I will continue reading and update you on my thoughts as I progress. I wanted to do a little reading check-in, so I am 120 pages now through this one, and whilst I'm enjoying it and finding it quite a cozy, slow escape, I'm loving the atmosphere, the cozy, crafted cafe, and the fact that Aiden is a gardener, and we saw the experience with the rose bush incident. I couldn't help but escape me that I just find it annoying how blasé they are about emotions. There's no sort of communication. There was one bit where I think what happened was they were in like the rose bush. Our Sapphira had gone to see the baby dragon, Sparky, and had taken him out of the babysitting thing to then prove to Aiden how much he had obviously improved his training. And then they were at the rosebush like area, and they had a bit of a moment, and in kind of like retaliation for not paying attention to him, Sparky like either blew a fire or like ruins some of the section of the garden, and Aiden like flipped out and got angry at him, and Sapphira just went off crying. And then by the time that Aiden had caught up with her and went back and sat with her and tried to explain how sorry he was and apologetic, she was just like, oh, it's fine, I'm over it, life's too short to be angry. And I just found that like quite frustrating. I don't know, it was just like, it was such a big dramatic moment for her to just turn around and be like, oh, it's fine, life's too short to be angry. I don't know, it was kind of frustrating, and I hate how kind of like blasé they are about emotions or over the top dramatic when there's just no need. So yeah, apart from that, I am enjoying it. I'm loving the fact that now Aiden is staying with Sparky and Farah to have that connection with him, and how he's explained why he doesn't want to get close to Sparky and all about the incident with her mum. Because I felt like that was going to be a later plot point, like maybe like a third act breakup or something of that sort. But that is not the case, in which I'm glad about. But yeah, I don't know. I have such mixed feelings about this. I am enjoying it. Like, I'm finding it such a good break and escape, but at the same time, the characters and just the way and the emotional maturity of them and the way that's portrayed is difficult to deal with, I suppose, is how I would kind of explain it. But yeah, I'm gonna obviously continue on reading, and hopefully they mature a little over the course of the rest of this book. But I'm enjoying the relationship with Sparky, and how like he just doesn't like having anyone else's attention on him. He doesn't like the fact that there's like this romance happening. And there's obviously like desire between them, but everything keeps happening to get in the way of it. And that's a bit tedious as well. But anyway, kind of like a bit of a rant over, but at the same time, kind of positive bits. That's my like little update so far. And yeah, I'll keep reading and I'll continue to update you. So I just literally finished the Baby Dragon Cafe, and interesting thoughts I have to discuss. So I think I'm gonna rate this in my good tier, but I kind of want to bump it up to my great tier. Now, there was a lot that I didn't obviously chat to you about at the ending. Like, I loved the fact of them going to the dinner together for the first time, his family dinner, and her knowing that he is an introvert, making excuses to leave. I love the fact of when they took Sparky up to the Echo Mountain for his flying lesson, they did the fake marriage, and how much they truly believed in it, and how the older woman there knew that it wasn't real. And the fact that she went back to prove herself to be a rider, and then ended up getting the gem and then investing that back into her cafe. The fact that Aiden decided to take it upon himself to make the back garden for her, for the baby dragons to play. And also, I knew he was going to make her that comfort meal from her grandmother, in which I just found it so heartwarming. Now, what I didn't really like about this book was just how at times childish it felt, and not necessarily naive, but just in the way that they were talking, or some of the ways that they would respond to something. It felt very immature. And I didn't really like the constant use of nicknames, or I don't know, the fact that he constantly kept calling her like sweetheart, you're my sweetest, and things like that. I just didn't really like that. I love the fact that there was like this discussion around her not belonging, and then when they took Sparky to the vet for his like first jabs, there was someone like questioning her, and the fact that Aiden stood up for her. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like because I've gone into this book just not with any expectations, just there to enjoy the ride, that's why I ended up really loving it. And I genuinely feel like it was quite a comfort read for me. I just feel like I could see the plot points setting up for the second installment, which I think I'm definitely going to read, because like I say, I genuinely did enjoy this world. And I would say it's very like, it's romantasy, but very low stakes fantasy for certain. And I felt like this made me fall back in love with fantasy, because I was in a bit of a slump with it. And yeah, so kind of like a mixed review about this. But I loved it. But there were just so many parts in which I feel like I just had to look over, because I knew that I was just here for the books. I was just here for these feelings and for these characters and just the atmosphere, I suppose. So yeah, I really, really hope you love this too. I would love to hear your thoughts. I know it's been getting quite a lot of negative reviews, to be honest, but I feel like
that's very fair and just, because obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And I completely get why some of the negative reviews are happening, because like I say, I wasn't 100% positive about this book, but I feel like because I just enjoyed it for what it was, it made me really love this book and love the characters and just go along with it. And yeah, I don't know, yeah, I think I really, really liked it. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below as to what you thought about this book. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this adventure of reading it, discussing it, and talking all things spoilers. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the May Bunnies Book Club pick, because obviously there will be a spoiler-filled vlog coming at the end of May for whatever pick we choose there. And I just thank you ever so much for supporting, for voting, and for being on this channel. And I hope that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you have a wonderful day or night. Until next time, friends. Bye!